Hi everybody, I'm Seamus.
I'm Chris.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Jaren. And long story short, I'm actually at Josh's house right now. We had this whole thing where I pretended to be Josh to surprise Chris and Seamus, and then Josh's computer crashed and all the recordings were lost. So you'll never know what that was like.
I would like to point out that I still have the video recording, and Seamus discarded the audio recording thinking that there would be no point in it. So this is all Seamus's fault.
Everything.
Pretty much 100%.
Thank you, Josh.
Even the cracks.
Yes, because the viewers love hearing about what we do with audio recordings. This is riveting stuff.
Seriously though, viewers, I had a chance to see inside the sausage factory, which is Josh's setup. It's even worse than you, man.
There's like 4 headphones involved. It's crazy.
And a goat.
One of them he wears on his crotch. It's crazy, I'm telling you.
You think he's joking, but he's actually not. Trust me, I'm here. I can see every awful detail.
So we're killing guys.
Again.
Yeah, we're at the part of the game where you.
man.
We're at the part of the game where you've got to kill a bunch of cultists to get
Oh,
through
really?
a section.
It's...
This is Jaren's fault. He was distracting me through some nebulous...
Way to go, Jaren!
I didn't even punch. Do you know how difficult it is to suppress that or...
You know, you were on the list of people to be blamed for deaths this week, so it's funny that you're on the show. It's just it's unlucky for
Well,
you,
to be
I
fair,
guess.
if anything goes wrong, there is a 50% chance that it's my fault, right? I mean, I could just unplug his mouse at any time.
Oh wow! Because I mean, I've got a whole list of viewers to blame here for Josh deaths, but I should just
blame
replace them all
Jaren.
with yeah, just Jaren.
That's fine. I accept this responsibility.
It's weird. The game really, like, if you compare it to Alan Wake, the game's combat is actually really good compared to Alan Wake's
Oh yeah,
mind-blowing monotony. But the game is also definitely at its weakest when it is most combat-heavy.
Yes, this is the
Yeah, let's
weakest
do this
part of the
again.
game, and it's. I mean, I'm just never a fan of third-person cover shooting to begin with. It is a very bland base on which to build your video game.
In fairness to the game, this is pretty good third-person cover shooting, and if this is the game's
Exactly.
weakest
Oh,
part,
yeah.
the overall game is pretty fantastic, but
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just that the rest of the game is better. The platforming and the tomb raiding is more fun. And
It
the
really is.
combat is just a little bland by comparison.
I've been playing Darksiders this week of all things, Steam
Oh
sale.
man.
And so while I'm
Darksiders
playing that, I'm thinking, no, one. It was, you know, one of those Steam sales where it's like, okay, we're done making money, so just here. What do we give me for this? $2, $3? Fine, you can have it. It's yours now. Whatever.
Did you see Just Cause 1 was up for like what, 20 cents or something like that?
Yeah, what was up with that?
Well, it was like Just Cause 2 got on a flash sale, and it was already on sale, which pushed Just Cause 1 to like minus 96%. It was really silly.
Just Cause 1 is probably only worth about that at this
So
point.
wait,
I mean,
Yeah.
This is Alex's diary, which he wrote right now.
And then left.
He just left
Yeah.
it here.
So he just wrote a diary 2 minutes before he went into the Evil Death ship, and then he did, nah, fuck it. I'm not even gonna burn it, I'll just leave it.
Again, I'm trying to figure out how he got here without fighting a bunch of dudes.
And where he got the book and the pen.
blows me away. Not only is she
I don't mind
And
the
the diary.
weird narrative nonsense.
amazing ass kicker.
Like, I don't mind the fact that none of this makes any sense. It's trying to frame Alex as sort of the stand-in for what is ostensibly the gamer audience, and making him into like this nerd in comparison to Lara is kind of a nice light-handed FU to the game people playing the game, and I thought that was nice.
Yeah, this
Like
is what
the
would
game.
happen if you tried to be Lara Croft, is that you would suck and fail. Which
I'm gonna win her
Even Lara
heart.
Croft sucks and fails every now and again at being Lara Croft.
Yeah, which, I mean, if I tried to do this, I would totally fail, and by this I mean just jog around a truck twice.
One side is worn down.
I would fail at that.
Repeatedly. Maybe this.
Or find this hidden tiny coin and actually look around for hidden
In this box.
I like the idea that it's supposed to be rubbed down, but it just really, at least through the stream, looked like one side was a really high resolution texture and the other side was like, F it, we're just
Basically
gonna do a
what it
really low
was.
resolution texture.
Let's learn the intern Headshot.
We're gonna upgrade us a skill.
Pistols. What? She's not even looking at that guy. What the hell?
She doesn't need to. That's how hard.
She doesn't want to look at a guy.
You're
That's
ugly.
the
I'ma
pistol
shoot
version
you.
of. That's the pistol version of walking away from an explosion without looking at it. Is you just shoot somebody without looking at them. Like
When is
while
that
you're
gonna
doing
be cool?
while you're reading while you're apparently reading something else, you just shoot a dude in the head.
You know how it is.
I'm just like
I'm right in the middle of this article.
I'm just picturing a bad guy sitting there staring at you, and like Lara turns and starts walking away, and then just like pulls out a pistol, reaches over her own shoulder, and fires backwards, and just hits the guy in the head, like without breaking stride, like walking away from explosion pose, but like with just a dude being shot.
Oh
I'm
wow.
trying to work out the dynamics.
With the other.
Actually, I think they did that in the Jet Li movie, The One. He did that at the beginning. He just reached around behind his back and shot a dude.
This is the worst fight in the game, by the way, right here. This is the low point of the combat, I think, for me at least.
Yeah.
If you look here, if you crouch in this doorway, these guys never see you. They cannot see you when you're in this little alcove. For
Hey,
some
what's up?
reason.
I'm invisible.
Like he's
They
looking
have
at
shit to
you.
do.
I've got to stare at this crate. I don't have time to look up.
That guy is remarkably resilient. I forgot.
Yeah. And then the big guy
Keep shooting
is
me in the head.
so big.
Yeah.
Wow,
This is like a
that
God
explosion.
of War style boss.
Yeah.
It really is. And
We have a
you gotta,
7.5 foot tall man that is resistant to grenades that you have to hit with a pickaxe to the face repeatedly.
And it's not even like... It's just like, oh, press F at the right time. Oh, wow.
Press A.
Yeah.
Now
He's
lose
not
it.
dead, is he? That's it?
Yep.
Wow. I remember having several stages to this guy, but I guess not.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well,
No,
you
it's just-
may have
it's just a
bypassed
crappy
him
boss.
with your grenade.
And he's vulnerable to pickaxes,
Can't
but
loot
not to
him.
bullets or grenades.
Magic. Melee weapons are always better than guns. That's why we replaced
It is,
all our
and it's
melee
odd
weapons
when the
with
game,
guns.
when the gameplay of this game is basically strong, but they feel the need to throw in this God of War style
see.
quick time event driven battle. Feels off. It feels like they don't have confidence in what they've built.
Right.
The crane, Josh,
am
you
I
need
going?
to use the rope
the left,
ascender
to the
on that
left, yeah.
on that
Oh,
crane
Oh,
that
that's
is wrapped in
right.
rope.
Would have said something earlier if I thought you had figured that out.
Now this is even weirder. You know, I talked about Laura pulling her, pulling things that are heavier than herself without launching herself towards them. Well, now this rope ascender gives you the ability to pull stuff that weighs much, much more than you. You can pull even more. So it's basically, this is a giant middle finger to physics at this point.
I like this scene though.
Basically
I
magic.
like. I really hated
I
that
love
boss
this
fight,
scene.
but I like this scene. Yeah.
This scene is worth it coming on the ship because this mirrors the beginning of the game. The beginning of the game, she looks in her mirror and she's all pretty and nice, and now she comes back and the ship is trashed and she gets a glance at
Yeah.
like what's happened to her. And
I mean, it's
a
not
pretty
subtle,
good
but it
character
works.
moment. Right, right.
So much has happened.
Well, I'd be kind of weirded out if this game all of a sudden went subtle on us.
That's true. It is not a game designed to be subtle, but it does. Considering the sort of game it is, it's very effective, and it could have felt more ham-fisted.
Well, they could have done a flashback as
But you know what? Most
That's
people
true. Like if you
don't
flashback
know.
then and then get all the backstory, Like, you flash back for, like, you play half the game not knowing what's going on, and then you reach that mirror, and then it flashes back to the cutscene we see in the beginning of the game.
So many awesome adventures together. That insane backpacking trip through Bulgaria.
And that's when the game actually starts.
Oh, I hate you, Sam. I hate you so much.
All Lara wanted to do was explore ruins.
I just resent her.
Who knew we'd run into so many cute guys? Certainly not Lara. I have a feeling this expedition is going to be one
It's
for
a
the books.
weird diary
Lara with
where
her
basically
notebook,
Sam
is.
is saying, every time I went on vacation with Lara,
Cozy adventure.
I made her do things that she didn't want to do. Haha, so much fun.
We're so good friends. We have such much friendship, and we're friendly because we're friends with each other in friendship. And it's her sort of
Such
weird,
amazing chemistry.
Yeah, her weird, clingy hero worship of regular person Lara before she became hero Lara.
We've said this before, but she's basically written as if Lara was a man and Sam was this really weird, like, girlfriend. Like, she's written like Amy to Sonic. Which is really sad to say.
That is very hard.
Terrible. That is brutal. And
At least
but it's not
Amy
untrue.
sometimes hits people with hammer. She does think.
Yeah, that's
Wow,
true.
I have some massive audio lag here.
Yeah, was that you or was that me?
I keep getting delays in
don't
the
know how to
stream. It
answer
might be Josh.
Yeah.
Josh's internet can handle Josh and the stream, but not Josh and the stream and Jarenth.
This is my
So it's
least
my
favorite
fault
of
again.
all the puzzles. Yeah!
This puzzle's
yeah, for
okay.
some-
Do it!
I did this puzzle 2 days ago to get more splash screen shots, and for some reason my computer, which can run this game fabulous 60 frames a second, in this room my computer went down to 7 frames a second and there was nothing I could do to fix it. I put the graphics on ultra bad and it's still 7 frames a second. Are you
Alright,
seriously
let's
gonna kill
see
yourself?
here.
You dork.
It's
Don't feel
not
worthy,
a bad puzzle. I mean, like, it fits the rest of the game in terms of tone.
Sure. Oh, it's not a bad puzzle.
It just took a little while to figure out. And it can be a little confusing if you don't see the ceiling very well. Or don't understand what these rails mean.
I think it's a pretty good puzzle in that, you know, they use something that plausibly looks like it could be part of a ship and constructed. Whoever designed the puzzles in this game, I think, did a really good job at selling them. Notwithstanding the odd, hey, who keeps lighting the candles in this thing, and you know, those sorts of fridge logic objections. They're fun puzzles, all of them. Not too hard, but not stupid easy, but also hard enough that, you know, you do have to actually think about it.
Oh, that's right. I remember what I have to do now.
Yeah, you have to get up
Non-verbal
on the
shout
thing
of
to...
pain? What?
And I agree.
That was the best sometime.
You know, like, or like, you know, non-verbal shout of pain.
Unlike, I'm in pain.
I am very much in a state of hurtingness.
I'd like to
this pain
verbally
end now.
exclaim my pain. You have to get it so you can go up. And like,
No, I know.
ladder
Yeah,
up
he's,
to
doing,
land.
he's doing it. He's doing it.
I just, like, I somehow... The rope arrow failed there for a second.
Yeah,
I had forgotten how to use the rope arrow at this part of the game. I get so confused. I had to look online. What am I supposed to do?
Why did you fall?
Okay, got it.
It was one of those situations where I took a break from the game for a few days and totally forgot how to use rope arrows. And I was always all ready to rage out at this being all weird, and then I realized, nope, just forgot the controls.
I'll have you after this.
No, that's right.
All right. Now
Gotta
to take
cycle it
one.
back around again. No, no. Come back.
and this time
What
it's
the hell
totally my
is
fault.
this thing?
It's
Yeah,
a lifter crane. It's a lifter crane ladder machine.
Yeah, it's a pair of mobile ladders to give you access to the rails that guide the lifter mobile ladders, so that you can move the ladders around and repair different parts of the rails that the ladders travel on.
There's also a crane. Like, the crane helps and it lets you do crane things for cranes.
It's basically a ladder Xbox now.
We need Rutskarn back for puns.
And that was the solution to the problem, is ram that into that, so that we would have
But after clearing the
insulation.
pipe.
Yeah,
I would have
so
liked, like, if the first time you try it, the hook doesn't take and it fails, and you just have to ram it in that over and over again.
Alright,
Alas,
these are
it
the
works
tools.
Like
These are the tools. Now, Reyes said she needed, like, her pry bar,
Oh, where did these
or
guys come
breaker
from?
bar, and he's got, like, a wrench and a screwdriver.
I like that we cut to a scene where we have Lara hanging herself over Alex, and Seamus is like, and these are the tools.
Guy like me get to
Take the tools. Back to the tools.
Well, even a toolbox. Just those two things.
I do like
Yeah.
that we needed two Deus Ex Machina, or not Deus Ex Machinas, two MacGuffins to get us to the end of the ship. We needed Alex and the tools.
Seriously.
Like,
I'd
Alex was
I
in the
would
MacGuffin.
like if you get back to Reyes and she was like, "What the fuck is this shit? Where are my tools? Where are my tools?"
Yeah, that's and you realize that Alex screwed up even figuring out which tool.
That would be great!
I like how
Then
these
you have
guys
to
are
come
the worst
back
shot-
here.
These guys are the worst shots in the world. I mean, literally, that was fish in a barrel, and neither of them hit either of you.
Why was the thing exploding anyway? I forgot.
It had
He shot
Vespene
it
gas
with
in it.
his bullet.
Vespene gas.
Bullets
And
make
now
things
it's time
explode.
for the exploding. Because the whole
Magic
ship's gonna
ascending.
Luckily, the rope
Oh,
stays
no.
up just until you get off.
No,
Not the
this
endurance,
isn't
it'll
the
sink
stupid part.
again.
The underwater part is what is stupid. That's right. This has an underwater part,
It does? I forgot.
doesn't it? Or am I completely forgetting
No.
this? I thought it had an
No,
underwater
I
part.
don't. I think you're
I just
thinking
did
of
this
another
2D
game with a ship that sinks.
Yeah, because we're
What
about
game
to
am I
send
thinking
back
of?
up. I don't know. You
Ah,
played all
crap!
the
Now this is
video
gonna
games.
bother the
Hydrophobia.
this is gonna bother the crap out of me. It's got a scene like that where it blows up and then. No, it's not hydrophobia. Is it Far Cry? It might be Far Cry 3. I don't know.
I don't think Far Cry 3
I think it's Far Cry 3.
does it? Really? Oh, come on! What the fuck? Oh, wow, I fell straight through that fucking...
Did the game crash?
That rock. No! No, it just...
Wait.
Ah!
Oh, okay, good.
Oh,
I
Way to go, Jaren.
Up.
Way to go.
mean, we saw. Well, it doesn't matter where. Uh-oh, did it freeze?
No. No, that
No.
was the interweb.
It was Josh being great at video games.
Seriously, what the fuck?
Nice way for you to like try and deflect blame there, Jaren. I think that was you being horrible at video games.
I am
think we've
quite horrible at
established-
video games, Jack.
So the
So-
one defense.
Why can't I land on this thing?
Really,
What
Josh?
has happened?
Really, Josh?
Ah!
So, on topic, the one thing that I think the little rope pulley system gives us, and yes, we're still talking about ropes and pulleys in this game, much to Rutskarn's chagrin, is the fact that it lets you climb those ropes faster. Like this right here, where
That
you're
is
going
nice.
up.
Little set.
Well, this is
So wouldn't it
this
give
is
you massive
very
rope burn
Come on.
on your leg?
We're...
Well, yeah.
well. She's got boots, but this is very Arkham Asylum here. It's like,
Finally.
hey, you get Batman's Ascender, and it's like, oh, cool, I'm Lara Croft Batman.
I actually watched Batman Returns the other day, and he actually has that
Nothing.
zipline thing from Arkham City and Arkham Asylum in Batman Returns, and I'm like, oh, it's that thing from that video game!
Skill points.
Notice it is turned night again. Like while we were in the ship, it became night.
It took a long time
So
to
we
do
get
that puzzle.
Yeah.
It was difficult.
It was
Incidentally,
evening already.
It was. Well, I've been clocking the game and trying to figure out how many days has passed. The day we just finished is ridiculously long. I have a post I'm working on for it to catalog everything that happens in each day. But I think the whole game is 3 days.
Months of excavation has at last yielded new information.
Oh, good.
An
It's
old
the
logbook.
medic.
Gripping this
It's
island.
Unless you-
TF2 medic.
Tomb of an important general
Unless you
taken
craft
from
it
the
to say that
Kamakura
every time
period
Lara sits down
was
at the campfire,
discovered in
she
our
takes a
coastal
nap.
dig site. This discovery is the missing piece.
In
of
that
the
case, the
puzzle.
game is like months,
will allow
and
us
we
to
don't know how
finally
they
gain
get food
control
or
of
replacement
the
parts or
stores.
cloud, which presents its own series of problems. Also, fingered.
Although she killed that one deer at the beginning of the game, and that should keep her fed for a couple weeks. You know, assuming she can live on
If you
spoiled
salt
meat
it and
after
refrigerate
Dave
it.
2.
But she can just go all don't starve on the island. And just build her own base. I would like
Make
to
the
see that.
alchemy machine. For the alchemies.
It's
Why
not
did I even
weirder than
use
anything
that?
else this game has thrown at you so far.
Here's that room again. I was so worried I was going to have to fight through this room again. I'm very glad they
Yes.
just let you walk through it. I was like, oh no, please don't spawn more mooks.
But because they let you walk through it, it lets you appreciate, especially when they let you walk through it in the dark. It sort of brings you this like nice atmospheric appreciation of just sort of exploring an environment, and it highlights how unfun it was to have to just sort of walk through that area killing guys, and how much better it is to walk through this environment and feel like this oppressive darkness. And the only reason the oppression works is because there is people to fight. Like, I mean that's sort of the catch-22 here, is that like it doesn't feel oppressive. If this game was just exploration and treasure hunting, it wouldn't feel as oppressive. But when it's when it
would feel
decides
like
to go
a holiday.
full on combat, right? Like when it decides to go full on combat, it really does. What is that? Is that not a door? What, Josh? What are you doing?
I wanted to climb up the cliff.
He's joshing.
It says frown face.
Seriously, what the...
They need the threat of combat. I just wish they didn't live up to the threat quite so often.
It really
this
like
old
should be like a horror game, maybe. Like
I
I know
was
that.
about to say it's the survival horror problem of you want people to be afraid of combat, but you don't want it to be so constant that they get desensitized to it.
That they start dancing on the monster's head.
Yes.
Well, it's like those guys that have played Amnesia 30 times or whatever, and they're no longer scared by the monsters or whatever, so they walk up and give them high fives and crap, and it's just absurd at that point.
Are you talking about me,
Or they're
Campster?
dancing on the monster's
Yeah.
head.
Yeah.
Now we're talking
it's-
about me.
It's the Mirror's Edge problem too, where it's like, well, we could get rid of all this combat so the game is properly paced and feels right, but then the game is 2 hours long. Although that's not the problem here. I think you could take the combat out of this game and it would not suffer too much for length.
What I think you
maybe
need
not
to
take
do
all the
is,
combat out. But
what you need to
no.
do,
50% of
in my opinion, in order to make the game work, you'd need a few instances where Lara kills guys, maybe only in cutscenes, and the rest of the game would either have to be like stealth or an interesting series of game mechanics where you avoid getting shot or avoid bullets or some other way of like not taking guys out but getting from A to B without being seen or
The other
hurt.
guy go.
Well, like this combat
Yeah.
is 3 people. This is totally reasonable. And if they just had little islands of 3 guys,
I guess
if that was the combat.
I shouldn't be laughing. I just like the idea that Seamus is like, I could take 3 guys. This is totally reasonable. Let's do this.
Well, I mean, you know, that's a normal weekend for most of us, right? So, but you know, it's the ones where you just fight 20 guys. And if they were little islands of people, by the end of the game, yeah, you've killed like 100 people, but you wouldn't think of it that way, it wouldn't feel that way.